Yeah.
So, uh, when we have a mechanical link between two joints, then how to calculate it?
What kind of joint?
If there is a chain around a joint, around two
Yeah, yeah,
revolute joints.
yeah. So chain is considered as a belt only. Okay. So in that case, it cannot take like you mean compressive load. It can take only the uh, tensile load. Correct. So if there is a chain, for example, it will be a 4-bar mechanism. Correct. So for example, there is a small wheel and a bigger wheel and connected with a chain, right? So you can assume that chain cannot slide. If chain is sliding, issues will be different. Hai na? Chain can only roll. Hmm. So if there is a pure rotary joint, I mean revolute motion, only rolling is possible between the chain and the wheels, then you can consider it as a 4-bar mechanism, nothing else.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. You want to see? Should I draw it and show it to you?
Yes, sir, that will be better.
Hmm. Then wait. Wait a minute. Huh? Was it somewhere in the assignment?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Equivalent mechanism for chain. Yeah. So I'll just show you some ready image, or like I said, I can explain. Okay. By that time, any other doubts? Fine. So what is the last date of submitting the assignment? Yeah. Can you see the whiteboard, Harsh? So if this is a
Yes, sir.
circle,
Yes.
right, and there is a chain over it, right? This is a chain. So this is one link you can consider, and you can consider there's a rolling pair between this link and the chain. Okay. So this is one link, and this link is also making a rolling pair with the this link. You got it? So it is like this now. Correct?
Yes, sir. And the lower portion of the chain will be considered as redundant, so we should not
Of
count that.
course. Yes, yes, very good observation. Let me just show it to you. Even if it is there, so what it will be just parallel to this, right? Right? And these links are attached with each other. They are not separate links, na?
Yes, sir.
So it will be like redundant portion. It is nothing but acting as same as this one, above one. So you can consider this. Yes, yes, yes. Very good observation. Yeah. Any other doubts? Okay. 30 has joined already. Fine. Uh, so what is the last date of submitting the assignment, Nikhil Kumar?
So Friday.
Okay, how do you know that?
So yes, told me.
Yes, told you. Okay. Okay. Yes, he's right. So as Yes said that the you want some extension. So fine, you can take some extension, and now you can submit the assignment by Friday. Okay, I hope tutorial 2 you have already submitted. Okay, there are few more assignments I want to make right now. Let me just finish the chapter, this module first, and then we'll discuss for 5 minutes. Fine. What we have seen in last lecture is this mechanism was the last one, which is the grasshopper mechanism. Okay, and it is an approximate straight line mechanism. It is not exact straight line mechanism. What is the difference between? Sorry, you said something. Somebody said something. Okay, fine. What is the difference between is approximate straight line mechanism and is exact straight line mechanism? Snigdh.
Yes, sir.
What is the difference?
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, in exact straight line, the P passes, P is perpendicular to passes from O in the exact straight line. Like
Okay.
the
No, for this particular mechanism, right? And what do we call it then?
uh,
Is
uh,
Scott-Russell.
yes, sir. Scott Russell, yes, sir.
This is the Scott-Russell mechanism. Fine. Then there was a mechanism called modified, which there's a P point which moves up and down, but this was an approximate straight line mechanism. Again, if we are making an approximation here, then you can also approximate the slider. We have discussed that. Okay. And also then that is called as grasshopper mechanism. We have seen that. You can see that is approximately moving in a straight line because this is acting as a slider, approximately slider. Okay. You can assume that this particular point is moving in a straight line only. You see that it is really moving approximately in a straight line. Fine. Now next is Watt mechanism. According to this mechanism, the point P, this point P moves in an approximate straight line if the following condition is followed. What is that condition? Condition is PA, this distance PA, divided by PB, this distance PB, should be equals to the ratio of QB divided by OA. Okay. You got it? So the ratio PA, I mean this ratio and this ratio, PA divided by QB should be equals to PB divided by OA. Correct? Fine. So if that is the case, you can say that this point P will move in approximate a straight line. Okay, you can, when you will do the learn about the position analysis, you will be able to see that how this point P can move approximately in a straight line if this ratio is followed. We will discuss that very soon, maybe in next lecture. Okay, next to next lecture, I guess. Fine. Okay, so wait a minute, let me note it down. Yeah, you can see this video, and here you can see that how this point can move in a approximate straight line in different paths while going down and while going up. Have you seen this mechanism in the assignments anywhere, Upadhyay?
Yes, sir. The suspension of a car. I saw.
Oh, very good, very good, very good, Upadhyay. Okay. Now next is Chebyshev mechanism. Okay, the Chebyshev mechanism is also a straight line mechanism. What happens in this mechanism? There's a link OA. This is the link OA. If it is equal to link QB, this link QB, okay, and the cross, and they both are crossing like this, huh? It is not like this is connected here and this is connected. They have to be crossed each other. Fine. Now P is the midpoint of link AB. Okay. In that case, the proportion of links are taken in such a way that P, A and B lies on the vertical line when in extreme position. Okay. When directly above, O is directly above Q. Okay. Or above Q. I mean, this point P is above Q, or this point P is about Q. Okay. So if that is happening, then in that case, P will move in approximately a straight line. Basically, this link AB will toggle in that case. What I'm trying to say, just listen carefully here again, that if B, this point P is the midpoint of AB, that is clear, right? It is the midpoint of, I mean, this distance is equal to this distance. Okay. Now the proportion of links, proportion means this link OA, AB, AB and OQ. Okay. So the ratio of what I want to say, the proportion of AB ratio, maybe I can say OA ratio, I'm saying OQ. So this proportion of these three link, why I'm writing only OA? Because OA is equals to QB also. It should be in such a way that when this link toggles and goes to the extreme position, for example, like this, then P should be exactly above the O. or P should be exactly above the Q if it goes in the right direction, on the right side. If that is happening, then we can say that P is moving in approximately a straight line as per this mechanism, Chebyshev mechanism. Okay, so what we need to do, for example, I am assuming OA QB equals to X and OQ equals to Y and AB equals to 1. Correct? Now, I want to find out the ratio between X, Y, and 1 in such a way that I will be able to get the position of P in vertical, exactly above O when it goes to its extreme position. So that is my requirement. Okay, so I have two extreme condition. Condition 1 is this, sorry, condition 1 is this, and condition 2 is this. I need to find out geometrically what should be the ratio. It is very easy. Fine. Now let us consider triangle OQB dash. OQB dash. This particular triangle, huh? This one. This one. Okay. In this triangle, you can see that the QB dash square will be equals to OQ square plus OB dash square. Or in other words, I can say that QB dash square minus OQ square equals to OB dash square. And as OB dash is also equals to OB. Correct or not? Is it correct? Yeah, who will say that? Maybe.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Upadhyay, tell me. Is it correct?
Yes,
If
sir.
yes, how?
That wasn't
How?
me, sir.
Okay, you tell then. Even though if it was not you.
Yes, sir, it should be.
How?
Uh,
How?
Sorry, sir, I didn't listen to.
Ah, okay. Harsh, is it right?
So OB dash and which other link?
This inequality, or there is a mistake, something wrong over here. This OB dash square equals to OB square. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
How?
So the link is same. The same link is moving.
No,
That
OB
should
is
be
not a
Q.
link.
Q.
OB is not a link.
Oh, Q. Oh, sorry, sir. I saw that Q as O.
Correct. So this was a
Yes.
typo. Okay.
Yes.
And I
QB,
wanted to
QB.
see who was listening to me. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is nothing but
Yes.
OB dash. So let me rewrite OB dash. Correct. So Upadhyay, you got it. You have to listen all the time.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Okay, fine. So now OB dash. This is OB dash, this distance. I can write OB dash as OA dash minus AB dash. Means this distance minus this distance. Of course, I can do that, right? So this is what I'm writing. Now, definitely, OA dash is equals to X only. Because OA dash is nothing but your OA. Just the position of A is changing. Correct? That will be X. That is correct. Okay. But and what about A dash B dash? A dash B dash is nothing but AB only. Only the position of A and B has changed, but the length between the distance between A dash and B dash will be equal to A and B. That is correct. And we have assumed that it was 1. So I kept 1. Correct. Similarly, QB dash, this is QB dash, sorry, QB dash, and it will be equals to QB because this link is nothing but has moved here in a circle only. Yeah, na? Correct. So this will be nothing but X. Similarly, OQ will be equals to, this is O, this is Q, and it all the time fixed only. And this length I already assumed as Y. So this is Y square. So I can find out a relationship that x equals to y square plus 1 by 2. This is my equation number 1. Correct. Now look at in another triangle, that is triangle OAC. O, A and C, and this is nothing but a perpendicular I am drawing from point A to the line or on the line OQ. Fine. In this triangle, of course, AO square or OA square is equals to OC square plus AC square, or in other words, OA square minus AC square equals to OC square. Fine. What is AC square in this case? What is AC? AC is nothing but equals to OP dash. Is it correct or not? Who will tell me? Maybe, yeah, Rahul Agarwal.
Sir,
I am saying
where is the
AC
P
square.
dash, sir?
You tell me where is P dash.
Just a second, sir. Maybe, sir, on there is there left on B.
Correct, right?
Yes.
There it is. Correct, na?
Yes, sir.
We just saw that. So why it is equal? Because nothing but this distance
Yes, sir,
is equal to this vertical distance. Correct? So
yeah.
You are agree with this. Fine. Then it is saying OC square equals to AP dash square. What is AP dash? AP dash is nothing but this distance. Correct? And OC is also this distance. Correct? So I can write this distance as this distance, nothing else. Okay, fine. Then OP dash is further written as OP dash. This is P dash, this is O. OP dash can be written as OA dash, I mean this length. Correct? Minus this distance. Correct? A dash P dash. Fine. And what is the value of A dash P dash? How much it is? A dash P dash. If AB is 1, we have already said that AB is 1, na? AB is 1. So you tell me, if AB is 1, what is the value of A dash P dash? Snigdh.
Sir, half.
Very good. So it is half. That is why half is written here. And OA dash will be nothing but your x, because OA dash will be equals to OA. So x is written here. Correct? And hence now we have x square minus x minus 1 by 2 whole square equals to, it is written now AP dash, AP dash can be written as PP dash. Okay, this distance PP dash. Fine, this distance PP dash plus AP. Okay, this distance is AP. It is correct. So I can write AP dash as PP dash plus AP. What is PP dash? How much is PP dash? This is nothing but the half of this distance, na? And this distance OQ was y. We have already considered OQ as y, na? So it will be nothing but half of it, hence y by 2. Correct. Now next is 1 by 2, that is for AP, because AP is nothing but this distance, and this distance is half of AB. We know that, hence half. So we got another equation stating x equals to y square by 4 plus y by 2 plus half. Now using 1 and 2, this equation and this equation, equation number 1 and equation number 2, we can get y equals to 2 and x equals to 2.5. Hence the ratio AB means this link AB, which was considered as 1 in the beginning itself, ratio OQ, OQ is this base link, to ratio this link, which is cross link basically, BQ and OA, both are of same length, should be ratio 2.5. Okay, any doubts in this? Okay, fine. Now let us move to a video showing the Chebyshev equation, Chebyshev mechanism. Isn't it moving in an approximate straight line? Fine. So that means this mechanism has been proved. Now next is Robert's mechanism.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I have a small doubt, sir.
Yes.
Both the equations 1 and 2, when we equate them, they'll become quadratic in y, right?
Yeah.
So
one
they'll be
one derivative. Yeah.
One is we can eliminate x first. After eliminating x, we can equate both of them. Then it will be quadratic in y. So we must be having two values of y, right?
Why don't you try it? I am sure one of the solution should be negative.
So what is the significance, sir? Okay.
Negative means
the q will be on the other side, right? So if it is negative,
No.
OQ is y. So q it will become QO. So we might have another configuration, something like that.
Yeah, I think so. Let us try. How much you are getting? Okay, as you have asked, let us solve it. Why don't you solve it and tell me both the roots?
Sure, let me try. So I'll just solve it now itself.
All of you try that. Okay, it is coming 0. One root is 0. You got it?
Yeah, I'm getting it, sir. O and Q will overlap.
Yeah, in that case.
Yes,
Correct?
sir.
So y is 0 in that case. So
Okay.
that's not really making any sense, huh?
Sense.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Sure. Okay, fine. Next is Robert's mechanism. In the Robert's mechanism, there are links AB, this link AB, and link CD. They are of equal length. Okay, so that BC, this particular link, is parallel to the fixed ground link AD. Thus, in the mean position, it is in the form of a trapezium. Okay, if it is in the form of a trapezium, then an additional link EP, if I hang or attach with this BC link, this is welded, it is attached with this link at a midpoint of BC, then this particular point P will trace a approximate straight line. Okay, you want to see that? Let me just show it. Correct. So it is an approximate straight line mechanism. As far as this point will go, you may not get the straight line mechanism. Okay, so length of marking link may affect the length of a straight line, but it independent of the length of other linkages. Whatever the length of other linkages, it will not make any difference. But where you are taking that point on this link, which is EP, that will make some difference in the straight line. Okay, so basically, as you can read over here, marking link may make any angle with the coupler, but that angle must be fixed. So for example, I can even tilt it as well. And then in that case, you will get a tilted straight line, approximate straight line. Let me tell you once again, it is definitely independent of these links. Whatever the length of these linkages are, they should be just equal, and they should be make a trapezoidum, a trapezium in this position. Okay. Now, few more, all the straight line mechanisms are over. This video will give you a summary of whatever we discussed. What is this? What do we call this mechanism? What was this mechanism? Okay, it is written over here. What straight line mechanism? Fine. This is Roberts, and it will trace the good approximate line, straight line, if both the hinges are, aligned. The P point is in line with that.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what if in Roberts the triangle, the EP is flipped along, EP is flipped to the
Up,
other
down.
side of BC?
Why not? Like upside
Then
down.
also it will be a straight, no?
Yes. Very good. And if this point is in line with this, then the best straight line, approximate straight line you will get. Okay, but it may give you at different point different kind of straight line. You see that if I mark another point, it will give me a different line. Okay, definitely as close as it goes to this point, it will not trace in the straight line. Correct now? Fine. Just look into other mechanism. This is Chebyshev. Okay, what is difference here? There is one extra link was there. What is this mechanism? This is called as Hawkins straight line mechanism, approximate one. We have not discussed. What is this? This Peculiar mechanism. Okay, this is another version of Peculiar mechanism. Okay, this is Kemp one straight line mechanism. This is again the exact straight line mechanism. This is Kemp 2, again exact straight line mechanism. This is hard. We have already seen this one. This is also a straight line, exact straight line. This is translating table straight line mechanism. So one is basically translating this table from one end to another end, and it is moving perfectly in a straight line. Anyway, so that was the summary of the straight line mechanisms. Some of the important ones I have already discussed. Now we shall discuss about some intermittent motion mechanisms such as Geneva mechanism. What is first of all an intermittent motion mechanism? An intermittent motion mechanism is a linkage which converts continuous motion to intermittent motion or index motion. Basically, series of motion and dual. Means sometimes it will move and then it will stop for a while, then it will move and then again it will stop for a while and then it will move. Where these type of mechanisms are required? Can you tell me?
Watch.
Sorry?
Wristwatch, clocks.
Okay, one is wristwatch. Anyone else? Other than wristwatch? Upadhyay?
Sir,
Sir, paper cutters.
You have seen that from the assignment. Okay,
Yes, sir,
okay.
luckily.
Okay. Yeah, Garvit?
Sir, that on the doors we put no.
Which door?
Sir, yeah, you once have shown in the tutorial. I don't know the name of that.
It was Geneva mechanism. I mean, it was intermittent motion mechanism.
Sir, when we open the door, means for while it stops also, no?
Okay, it may be, it looks like maybe possible, but I don't think I have shown you. But anyway, okay, fine. Other than that, okay, fine, we'll see. So let me just show you the mechanism, then you can appreciate its application. So this is called as Geneva mechanism. You can see that this is the output and this is the input. Input is rotating continuously. You can put a motor here, but what you are getting in the output, you are getting on the output something like this. That it rotates. For example, it rotates. Its RPM increases. Then suddenly, I mean to say, it increases like this, and then maybe it's increasing like this. Then suddenly goes down and stops. Then again go like this, then stop. Then go like this, then stop. Something like this. Correct? So this is called as intermittent Geneva mechanism. Okay. Other than that, this one is called as Ratchet and Paul. Okay. So in this case, what happened? There are sawtooths, and you can see there's the oscillating motion on the left side. It is converting into the intermittent motion mechanism. Fine. Next is the 4-bar mechanism, which will behave like a intermittent motion mechanism. You see that there is a crank continuously rotating. Along with the coupler, I have added something which is moving this thing. Okay, so you see that how innovatively they have designed this intermittent motion mechanism. The output is again like this, some dwells, combination of dwells and continuous motions. This is an intermittent motion mechanism. It is usually used in the what do you call your cinema, long back, I mean, to move the reels. It stops for a while, for some second. You see that position, this one. Okay, stops for a while, so that because we have a finite latency of our visual, so otherwise we will not be able to see what is happening. It stops for a while so that we can observe what is happening over there. Okay, so this completes the module 1. Now I'll just summarize what we have discussed in this module. We have discussed about the elements of kinematic chain. We have also discussed the mechanisms, their inversions. You know what is inversion. You also know the mobility criteria, Kurzbach criteria, and range of movements. You know about the Grashof law now. We have also discussed about the miscellaneous mechanisms like straight line generating mechanism and intermittent motion mechanisms. Correct? Now we shall move our discussion for displacement, velocity, and acceleration analysis of planar mechanisms by graphical, analytical, and computer-aided methods. First, we will do everything for graphical methods. Then we shall discuss about the analytical methods. And analytical will not take time, maybe maximum 1 lecture or maximum 1 or 2 lecture. And computer-aided methods, you are already familiar with SolidWorks, so it may not take more than 1 lecture. But many of you, like last time, said that I have not taught the SolidWorks. This time I'm planning to dedicate 1 lecture on SolidWorks. Okay, so that you can also draw these linkages and observe many things. I'll just tell you the possibilities then of the computer aided design. I mean a CAD package in the realizing these mechanisms. Okay, so this is going to be our second module. Now I would like to highlight a few things before starting the next module. First is that you need to buy a geometry box. I'm going to discuss what? I'm going to discuss displacement, velocity, and acceleration analysis of planar mechanisms by graphical, analytical, and computer-aided methods. Okay, so first we'll discuss about the graphical methods. Then we shall discuss about, in the end, analytical and computer-aided methods. Most probably, we may complete this module till the 20th of Feb, approximately, I'm assuming. Okay, we should be able to. Okay, so 30 minutes. So first is the graphical method. So all of you, first of all, buy this geometry box. Now from now onwards, if you do not have a geometry box, because it will be required in all the quizzes, definitely not in the first quiz, but other than that, in any quiz, any assignment, any tutorial, you will need this geometry box. So buy this geometry box. What it should have a compass, of course, scale, T-square, rubber pen, of course, the eraser and the sharpener. All these things it should have. Of course, it should have a D also, and a ruler, which, or instead of set squares, you can buy this type of arrangement also, which can be useful to draw the parallel lines. Okay, so all of you buy this. I don't want to hear that I have not said it earlier. Today I'm telling you, buy it today itself or maybe tomorrow. All of you should have this geometry box with you. Fine. So basically, just very briefly, I'll tell you. However, I know you already know this. What is vector analysis? So vector is a line which represent a vector quantity such as force, velocity, and acceleration, because these are the consideration for our scope of our course also, like the velocity and acceleration analysis. A length of vector AB drawn to a convenient scale represent the magnitude of the quantity acting in the direction parallel to it. We know that. As shown, the sense of the quantity A to B can be written as AB, which is also equals to minus BA. Fine. A vector quantity of body B related to A, such as velocity, for example, velocity of B with respect to A can be written as velocity of B. Okay, let me just show it to you. Wait. Yeah. So the vector quantity of body B relative to A, such as the velocity, for example, the velocity of B with respect to A can be written as this: velocity of B with respect to A, VBA. Correct? And VBA will be equals to, of course, minus VAB. Correct? We know that. So velocity of B with respect to A is represented by this vector. Fine. In the vector, I can write it as AB. That is just completed opposite. Fine. So now let us try to just see very basic things. You already know that. Like if I want to write a vector AB, I can decompose it in this form, that AB will be equals to also as OA plus OB. We know that. Fine. Or I can, I mean AO, sorry. So basically what I always remember it like this: if I want to go from A to B, the another path of going A to B will be AOB. And as I'm going opposite to this, this will be minus AO, of course. Sorry, yeah. In vector form, if I'm writing, or velocity, I'm writing like this: minus velocity of A with respect to B plus velocity of B with respect to O, like this. Or in vector form, in this form, I can write it like this: A O plus O B. Correct? So like written here, this is correct way. Velocity of B with respect to A is nothing but velocity of B with respect to O and velocity of A with respect to O. That is also, you can remember it. Whatever it is, how complicated it is. For example, you want to write the velocity of E with respect to O, you can always write it as velocity of A with respect to O, velocity of B with respect to A, velocity of C with respect to B, velocity of D with respect to C, and velocity of E with respect to D. Correct? Like this. In vector form, you need to just write in an opposite manner. Instead of writing A first, you will write O first. Correct? So this is clear, right? I'll not go into the details of it. Now, regardless of what procedure is used for linkage analysis, it is always necessary to determine the angular position of the links before doing any analysis, like velocity analysis, acceleration analysis, anything. Likewise, it is necessary to determine the angular velocity of links before performing the acceleration analysis. So a kinematic analysis must process in a sequence. Like first we should do position analysis, then we should do velocity analysis, and then we should do acceleration analysis. Okay. One more thing I would like to highlight here. There are two types of nomenclature, right? In SS Ratan, they have followed this one. While in my course, in my lectures, I will follow this nomenclature all the time. Okay. So if I draw this vector and this point is A and this is O, what is the meaning of it? If it is representing the velocity, how should I write it? Anyone, please? Ritu.
VAO.
Correct. How it will be written in SS Ratan? Like I said, they follow this nomenclature.
OA.
Correct. So don't get confused with that. Okay, I am always going to follow this particular nomenclature. Okay. So when working graphically, the position analysis consists of simply drawing the linkage up to a particular scale. Usually it's so straightforward, so easy to do that it is forgotten as an important step in the solution of process. But it is very important, let me tell you. But it is very simple. Now let me just show it to you. For example, this is a 4-bar mechanism, right? It is given to you. Everything is given to you. Like this angle is 60 degrees. Correct? This length is 250 mm. This is the omega. Of course, it is not required right now. And this length is 30 mm. This is 40 mm. This is 40 mm. At this instant time t, can you draw its position vector? I mean the position analysis. Can you do? Okay, how can you do that? Position analysis means I need to just draw this thing, what you are seeing here. Things will become complicated definitely in future, but can we do that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so just start, and I'm listening to you. All of you just tell me which point should I draw first on the paper to make this diagram. I just want to make this diagram.
The crank which is rotating.
Correct. So first I'll make a dot somewhere on the paper, calling it as A. Correct. This point is A. Now what I'll do next?
B.
Yes, I'll draw the point B. And how it is? We know that it is at an angle 60 degree. So I'll just draw a line parallel to, I mean at an angle 60 degree from the horizontal. And I'll take the compass, or maybe from a scale, I can cut the length of 250 or 25 mm. And this scale is very important now. What should be 25 mm in your case? So always look at the maximum dimension and the minimum dimension. Minimum is 25 in the linkage and maximum is 40. So based on that, you take the scale appropriately. So assume that I'm taking right now 1:1, or maybe I want to scale it up. I can take 1:2 as well. Fine. So I have it like 25 mm. I have got this point. Now I can put my compass over here and make an arc at of a distance 60 mm. Correct? Then what I'll do, I know this base and it is a horizontal line. So I'll draw a horizontal line and I'll identify the location of D, because I know it's on a horizontal line and of 40 mm only. So I make an arc on the horizontal line and I got point D. Now I'll keep my compass here and make an arc over here. Wherever they will intersect to each other, the arc made by here and arc made by here of 40 mm and arc made from here by 60 mm, that will be my point C. So I have got point C, correct? Now how to locate point E? I'll keep my compass here and I'll mark an arc of 30 mm and from here of an arc 40 mm, and hence you get the point E as well. It is drawn, correct? Simple. Now it may be asked to you that, for example, now this this link has moved by 2 degree or 5 degree. This particular link has moved by 5 degree. Then how can I do that? I need to draw one link from here at an angle of 5 degree, and link length will not change. I know that. Hence I'll just draw it again at 25 degree. Sorry, at 25 mm. I'll make an arc, make a cut, and I have got the point B again. Correct? Simply when I got point B, I can again make an arc to locate the point of C. While this point will remain fixed, D, it is not going to move anywhere because it is attached with the ground. This is ground, right? I have not shown it, I'm sorry, but it is a ground. And then I'll take the I'll make an arc of a distance 40, and hence I got the point C so easily again. Correct? And hence again I can get the point E. And you have drawn what? You have drawn the linkage at another position. So it is very easy. You can see that how easy it is. So it is easy for 4-bar mechanism. Now tomorrow I want you to solve some problems. We'll together solve these problems. Don't worry. Like slider crank mechanism and all these problems where I'll tell you how to draw the position vectors or the position analysis of the same. You have a proper linkage, which is in the real life. You need to identify the links, and then I will ask you if this particular link is extending by 4 mm or 5 mm, where this position will be of this particular link. Okay, so it is very easy. Don't worry about that. We will discuss it maybe, yeah, on the Wednesday or Thursday. I'll let you know. But before that, what I want, what you should buy. Yeah, Praveen, what we should buy?
Geometry box, sir.
All of you should have a geometry box in any case, correct? Okay, then. So there will be a quiz now for module 1 on the lecture time itself. I'm not going to take any extra class for that. Okay, so on Wednesday there will be a quiz. Is it fine with all? Of 45 minutes or maybe 50 minutes, and I'll send the instructions. You need to join a group in a very similar fashion like we did last year. It will be examined by your exam supervisor, and you have to be online all the time while solving the problem, only for 50 minutes, no issues. And the syllabus will be only module 1, nothing from the position analysis and all. Any problem with this? Let me know.
Sir, can you keep the quiz some days later, because sir, we want more practice, sir.
There is no need to do any practice, right? I mean, Garvit, listen, how many days you want? Then, next module will start. then things will get accumulated. So what do you want to do? I mean, what type of practice, Garvin?
So what we feel is like if the quiz is announced before a week, we can prepare accordingly, right? Because we have to manage all the courses. Because Wednesday we have to write some reports also, sir. So we have some tomorrow we have labs, so we have to write reports. So we have to do that also. So that's why, sir.
I don't think, first of all, there is any need to prepare. Okay, look, let me tell you. Okay, fine. This time, fine, Praveen. As you are saying that,
thanks.
No issues. The quiz will be on Monday. Fine. Now,
thank you.
No. That is fine, Praveen. Now listen to me. Next quiz will be surprise quiz. Fine. And I will take it on whatever day I want. I'm telling it to you right now. You need not to prepare. These are the issues you are not trying to understand. Why you are accumulating? Why you need to prepare? If I give you a linkage, can't you just find out the degree of freedom of that or the mobility of that linkage?
So, but we have some proofs, right? So for studying proofs, that might require.
No, don't worry. I'll not ask the memory-based questions. Of course not.
Okay. Then just finding mobility, all those stuffs are easy.
No, I'm telling you. I'm not telling you. Yeah, of course, the quiz will not be memory-based. Okay, it will be definitely some logics will be there. So I don't think there is any need to remember. I mean, you have to buy heart something and you need some preparation. So next, fine. As you said, next quiz will be on Monday. You need time. I'm giving you the time. But the things are that I will give another assignment by Monday. You will say that, sir, I have quiz. I have many things. So this week you don't have anything. Then you're getting my point. So this week you should consider as I have not given anything, and you are requesting, so I'm postponing it to Monday. Fine. So next quiz will be on Monday, and the quiz 2 will be surprise quiz. Now all the quiz will be surprise. You need not to prepare. Nobody will prepare. Nobody. Is it fine?
Sir, if we have the quiz on Wednesday, then will the quizzes be announced in prayer hand?
I am saying quiz will be on Monday, isn't it? Fine.
If we conduct it on Monday itself, actually Wednesday itself, so will the other quizzes be announced at least 2 days before? The upcoming quizzes, will they be announced 2 days before like this?
What is the meaning of surprise, Praveen?
Okay. Okay, sir.
Will you be surprised if I announce something on 2 days before?
But it would be nice at least 1 day before.
No. All of you will. It will be like nobody will be prepared, na? You should be attentive in my course. I mean,
yeah, we are attentive, sir. We are attentive. There's no doubt in that. We are answering.
Don't worry then. Don't worry, Praveen. I'll not ask any memory-based questions. You will be able to solve if you are attending the lectures properly.
Okay, sir.
I can assure you that.
Then not a problem, sir.
Yes, I can assure you that. The quiz may be slightly longer. I mean, the lengthy, like always, but definitely you will not feel that this particular thing I have forgot. Don't worry. Yeah.
Okay.
Any other doubts? Yeah, please feel free to discuss. We have 10 minutes today. Yeah. Yes, Harsh.
So in the assignment where we have those the man and the woman doing exercises. So sir, I took their shoulder joint and their hip joint as spherical joints.
Okay. So, no, you consider it as a planar mechanism all the time. All the mechanisms you consider planar.
Okay, sir. So I'll have to consider the spherical joint also as a revolute one.
Yes, all the spherical as a revolute, because spherical has more degree of freedom, and while doing exercises, they are not utilizing any other angle than the rotary joint. These joints are acting as a rotary joint in their cases. During that particular exercise, I understand that they can shake, right? But they are not shaking, right?
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
No, isn't it clear? Should I explain again? I mean, for example, if they are utilizing their spherical joint, yes, of course you can do that. But I just asked the equivalent mechanism for that particular exercise So you should consider as planar mechanism.
Okay, sir, understood.
Yes, Kulkarni.
Sir, is the access to assignment restricted? Because like yesterday I could not access it.
Somebody did that. And why you are downloading it now? I mean, Kulkarni?
Yes, sir.
Why you were downloading it yesterday only?
Sir, like I wanted to start solving yesterday, so.
No, that is what I wanted to tell you all guys. We are not giving you over. We are not making you really overloaded. We are giving assignments at the same pace I did when you were here. I'm not giving anything extra. But you guys are accumulating the things till the last moment, and then you are saying that we are overloaded. It is happening. So I request you, whenever your things are given to you, don't ask me to give. I'll give the extension, but it doesn't mean that I will not give the another assignment. Next assignment will come on time. But now what will happen? Things will keep on accumulating. I hope you are getting my point. Now you have asked for the extension for till Friday. It doesn't mean that I will extend my next assignment also 5 days. No, my assignment will come on time. What will happen then? Everything will accumulate in the end. That is the only thing I wanted to tell you. Okay, now assignment 1, right? Oh, where is it? Yeah, it is there. You are talking about this, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you want me to see its accessibility?
Yes, sir, please.
Manage access, है ना? So anyone with the link can access it. Expired on, and you see that it will get expired on 26th April. What to do, Kulkarni?
Sir, I'll try again, and like if I don't
Can you
get
try
it,
it
I'll
right now and let me
take
know?
it from my friend.
Actually, sir, I have tried. It's downloading, sir.
Is it working, Sumit?
Yes, sir. It's downloading, sir.
Right now you tried?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Kulkarni, why don't you try right now again and download it? Don't run it online.
Yes, sir.
And if you fail, you have my phone number, right, Kulkarni? Yeah, call
Yes,
me.
sir.
Call me and tell.
Yes, sir.
Do not hesitate, please. And any of you can call me anytime if you have any doubt. Fine. If you want to discuss,
thank you, sir.
Please stay. Otherwise, you may leave. I'm here. We can discuss further.